911, what are you reporting?
At North Thurston High School, there's a shooting.
This is Dan Coleman, North Thurston High School Assistant Principal. We're going into lockdown. We've had a report of possible shooting.
My daughter's at North Thurston High School. She says there's someone shooting.
Hi, I have children that go to North Thurston High School. Has there been a shooting?
Code 10 for a shooting at North Thurston High School.
1325.
North Thurston High School, there's been shots fired.
2 gunshots.
Just heard 2 gunshots.
I was down the hallway, and he came from the common.
Points the handgun up at the ceiling and shot.
I don't know. We all ran.
Kids yelling, gun, gun, and everybody was running out.
It looked like teachers were getting around him.
A student at North Thurston High School had been tackled by a teacher.
April 27, 2015.
Officer McClanahan, he heard shots fired.
The guy's in custody, so we'll need more units to respond. This is alone, we believe, and the gun is in my possession.
It's pretty emblazoned in my memory. It was my son's birthday. He turned 13. And so it was a pretty typical morning.
We start early at the high school. I get my coffee, and one of the first things I do is I head out to the commons area. It was a Monday morning. You know, we were out there talking. I kind of stand on the little steps and overlook the kids.
It felt like a normal day. You know, it was a Monday. I hate Mondays. Every kid hates Mondays.
There's some kids seated having breakfast. There's some kids standing around talking to their friends, the weekend, what went on. There's kids coming in from the parking lot. So we still have kids coming in from the buses. So it's kind of this build up to the school day.
About 7:25, which is about 5 minutes before school starts, almost the time that I usually go back to my classroom, we heard a gunshot. It was like an explosion. It was so loud. It was felt like if like a water tank blew up, and so we all three kind of looked at each other, and the kids kind of had the same look, like what was that?
So in my head, I thought it was a balloon because our ASB usually does fun things, and you never think you're gonna have a school shooting at your school. You never think it's gonna happen to you.
We didn't think it was a gun, because this is North Thurston. Nothing bad happens here.
I heard a bang that I immediately recognized as a gunshot. I wasn't exactly sure where it came from. Not positive. I had an idea that it was out in the commons area, but so I went heading out there.
At that point, I saw the feet and legs of someone coming down the stairs.
Around the corner comes a young man with a .357 Magnum off to the side and a cigarette in the other hand, and walked right in front of Brady and I, and raised the gun and shot it, but he shot it straight into the ceiling.
And then we hear screaming and crying, and there's a gun, get out. Without even knowing what happened, the teachers upstairs just went into full lockdown mode. They had no clue what was going on, but for the protection of their kids, we need to go into lockdown mode.
A lot of chaos, a lot of fear, because we didn't know what was happening. We didn't know if what we saw was actually happening. I worried if I was gonna go home alive or not. I was with all my friends, and they kind of grabbed onto my backpack, and then we ran out.
We had students scrambling over each other, falling over each other, running through. We have very few exits. He was blocking one of the main ones, going in every direction they could possibly go. And right then was kind of this moment of, what am I gonna do next?
The problem for me is that I need to stop this threat. I don't know what his intentions are with this gun, but there's a lot of people behind him, staff members and kids. And so I'm yelling at him, but I doubt that he's hearing me. It's very loud in the commons. There's hundreds and hundreds of students in there. So I start to move in a direction where if I need to take a shot, the backstop is now gonna be a trophy case instead of kids. And just as I'm almost to that proper angle to make that happen, this student is tackled from behind by teacher Brady Olson.
I remember being on him. I remember Steve coming around and securing and helping. We began to check. We didn't know if he had bombs. We didn't know if he had other weapons. We didn't know if he was alone.
Mr. Olson has actually grabbed this kid's arm. Not only has he tackled him, but he's sort of grabbed onto his arm to make sure he can't do anything else with the gun. And he then kind of pushes the gun over to me, and my hand's right there, and I grab it, and I'm able to put it in my, my uniform. That was sort of the start and the beginning of that scenario, and it, for me at that time, it lasted, 30 to 40 seconds.